Good morning, children. Welcome to our online session of Science and Technology Part 2. In this session, we shall continue with chapter number 1, Heredity and Evolution. Darwin's theory of natural selection, objections of Darwin's theory, Lamarckism, speciation, human evolution. These are the contents we have to be covered in this session. Let us start with the first one, Darwin's theory of natural selection. What is Darwin's theory of evolution by natural selection? Charles Darwin had collected innumerable specimens of plants and animals, and depending upon the observations of those specimens, he published the theory of natural selection, which preaches the survival of fittest. For this purpose, Darwin had published a book titled Origin of Species. Very important book. This is the book we are referring to know about evolution. Darwin says that all the organisms reproduce prolifically. All those organisms compete with each other in a life-threatening manner. Only those organisms sustain which show the modifications essential for winning the competition. It's like a competition as per Darwin's theory. Only the fittest will survive. Here the pictures are also shown. Natural selection also plays an important role because nature selects only those organisms which are fit to live and the rest of the organisms perish. Now one example is there. This COVID-19 spread of this COVID-19 virus, coronavirus, all over the world, pandemic. That time, the fittest person who is having more immunity, who can adjust with the environment, they are surviving. That is Darwin's theory of selection. Still, in this theory, some objections are also there. What are the objections? He is the biologist Charles Robert Darwin. The English biologist proposed the theory of evolution. Natural selection is not the only factor responsible for evolution. Darwin did not mention any explanation about useful and useless modifications. There is no explanation about slow changes and abrupt changes. Irrespective of all these objections, Darwin's work on evolution has been a milestone. Even though the objections are there, but it is a milestone in the history of the study of evolution. Lamarckism. One picture, giraffe. It is eating the leaves from plant. So what is this Lamarckism? Jean-Baptiste Lamarck, it is the name of a scientist, proposed that morphological changes occurring in living organisms are responsible for evolution, and the reason behind those morphological changes is activities or laziness of that organism. He called this concept as principle of use or disuse of organs. For example, the neck of giraffe has become too long due to browsing on leaves of tall plants by extending their neck for several generations. So many years back, the neck of giraffe was not that much of long like now, which giraffe which we are seeing. So this is due to the browsing of the leaf from tall plants. Giraffe used to extend the neck and start to eat the grass or the leaves. Maybe because of that, now the stage or the current structure of giraffe's neck has gone. Wings of birds like swan and emu have become weak due to no use. All these examples are types of acquired characters and are transferred from one to another generation. This may transfer from generations to generation. That is known as LAMARCKISM. Because of use or disuse of organs, this is happening. This is called as the theory of inheritance of acquired characters or LAMARCKISM. It has given the name of after the name of the scientist, the theory is known as LAMARCKISM. So that is about the theory. Next is speciation. That is the next one. Here one picture. Bird, ancestor fringe, natural selection. Then where you can observe the changes of the shape of the beak. First one bird is insect eating. Second one woodpecker type, and third one is seed eating bird. That because of the changes are there in the shape of the beak. Formation of new species of plants and animals is the effect of evolution. Species is the group of organisms that can produce fertile individuals through natural reproduction. Each species grows in specific geographical conditions. Genetic variation is responsible for formation of new species from earlier one. Geographical or reproductive isolation also leads to speciation. That is because of geological or reproductive isolation. That is also one reason for speciation. Next is human evolution. The development of brain from apes to modern man. So what is the evolution happened? How it happened? The biodiversity that is known today has been said to be formed from very simple unicellular organism due to evolution. In the earlier session we learned about that. From amoeba to varieties of plants and animals. First record of humankind animal is with us in the form of Ramapithecus ape from East Africa. Afterwards, this ape grown up in size and became more intelligent, and thus the ape of South Africa evolved about 40 lakh years ago. Neanderthal man can be considered as the first example of wise man. You should know the name of the first wise man, Neanderthal man. It is shown in the picture. About 10,000 years ago, wise man started to practice the agriculture. It started to rear the cattle herd and established the cities. About 10,000 years, what the Neanderthal man done? He started agriculture. Then rearing of the cattle herd and established the cities. And art of writing was invented about 400 years ago, and industrial society established about 200 years ago. Only 200 years ago this industry and all started, and now we have reached till 21st century. We are living in the world of computers, internet. That is the modern age, 21st century. That's about evolution. These are the assignment questions. Justify the statement, geographical and reproductive isolation of organisms gradually leads to speciation. The answer is given in that speciation slide. You have to go through it. Write evolutionary history of modern man. That modern man history, point wise it is given in this slide. You can copy it. Write short notes on Lamarckism, Darwin's theory of natural selection. All the answers are given in the video itself. You can pause the video, write the answers in your science notebook. That's about this chapter. Thank you. Stay safe. Have a nice day.